What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about 10 habits that you need to start right now. So if you want to make 2019 a success, then keep watching. What is up? My name is Chris. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to take control of your life with an online business, this is the channel for you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, tick the bell icon next to it so you don't miss anything. Also, before we get started, be sure to check out my #1 recommendation for making money online, benjisdad.com/guide. So the number 10 habit that you need to start for a more successful 2019 is you need to challenge yourself. This might sound like a weird thing, but you really need to be careful of being comfortable. Okay, when you are in a comfortable position, a lot of times we tend to kind of let our defenses down. We are maybe not as quick on the trigger with certain opportunities or certain chances that may improve our lives. Put yourself in a situation where you might feel a little uncomfortable. That way you'll always be on your toes. That way you'll always be improving. And the way human nature really is, after you're uncomfortable for a little while, you'll eventually become comfortable with it. You'll get better at it. You'll continue to press forward and continue building your business. The number 9 success habit that you need to cultivate in 2019 is you need to be honest with yourself. Anytime we have a negative situation that occurs in our life, whether it's financially, whether it's secularly within our jobs or whatever, anytime something negative happens, we tend to have the habit of wanting to blame other outside forces. But the problem with that is if you're constantly blaming outside forces, then you are kind of letting those outside forces control your mood, control your mind. That's not how you want to go about in life. You want to be able to start blaming yourself when things don't always work out. If you got scammed in a particular situation or anything like that, maybe it's because you were trying to cut corners. When you place the blame on yourself, you are owning your problem. You are owning your situation, and that's really the first step in trying to overcome that problem, that situation, or whatever is going on. So stop pointing fingers, stop blaming other people, take the blame yourself, decide what you need to do to get over that hurdle, and start making moves to do such. The number 8 habit, you need to start networking. So when I say network, what I mean is you need to start trying your best to meet new people. Most likely you want to meet more like-minded people. You know, sometimes we can't control our family, and sometimes we can't control other situations like that. However, one thing we can control is our associates. So when we are trying our best to build our online business and we are hanging out with a lot of people who are not interested in building an online business and not interested in trying to improve their lives, and they're kind of just stuck in one little rut, you know, they are going to try their best to get you in that rut with them. You know, there's an old saying that I can tell who you are by taking the average of your 5 friends. So really make that an exercise. Think about, you know, 5 of the people who are most closest to you. And are these people positive? Are they helping you out in your life? Are you helping them out in their lives? Are they constantly bringing you down? These are questions you really want to kind of go through in your head and make sure that you have true friends who are really looking out for your best interest. So if you are in the habit of constantly networking, then you can always be in a situation where perhaps you can accept a new friend who can really help you be the best person you can be. The number 7 habit that you need to cultivate in 2019 is you need to be more positive and learn to reframe. Let me give you a little story. So one of my first cars that I ever drove was like a 1996 Toyota Camry, and it was a used car, and on the hood there was a whole bunch of like rock chips. Like whoever owned the car before must have taken it through a drag race or something. And I didn't really have the money. I really sunk all the money into the car, so I didn't really have any money to really get the hood fixed. So I kind of just lived with it, and it was one of those kind of annoyances that I always had to kind of deal with the car. And then one day, unfortunately, I got in an accident. I wasn't paying attention, and I ran into the back of somebody, and it bent up the hood, it bent up the front bumper and everything. And I remember my father coming, you know, to the scene of the accident, and he looks at the car And instead of like laying into me, instead of saying, you're such an idiot, how did you get into a car accident, kind of a thing, he looked at the car and was like, you know, well, at least you can get that new hood now. And that right there kind of taught me something really that's kind of stayed with me the rest of my life, is that sometimes when situations are terrible, when situations are bad, even if they are your fault, you need to find a way to reframe your mind and turn it into a positive situation. Now, I'm not saying completely ignore what the situation is. The situation that happened is that situation. When I got in a car accident, it was a car accident. I needed to learn from that experience and try my best not to do it again. However, instead of blaming myself and moping and then just walking around with my head in my hands, I needed to look at the situation in a more positive manner. And this isn't always easy to do, because you need to, anytime a negative situation occurs, you really need to step back, take a deep breath, and think about where is the silver lining. But when it comes to your positivity, to your psyche, to make sure that you are always pushing forward, you need to become more positive. Unfortunately, being positive is not common in today's world, and it's a constant struggle. Another example is, what in the world are you putting in your mind each morning? Do you wake up and turn on the news and maybe get depressed because of everything that's going on? Do you open up the newspaper and read, you know, the most depressing headlines known to man? Or are you getting up in the morning and trying to do something to psych yourself up to get through the day? Are you trying to put positive stuff into your head, not dumping it with a whole bunch of garbage from the negativity that exists in this world? If you put a positive spin on most of the things that you have to go with in your life, your mood will change and the mood of others around you can change. But notice how it all starts with you. So you need to be more positive. The number 6 habit that you need to take advantage of in 2019 is to be more organized and schedule. When you are running your own online business, and really if you're trying to be more productive in general, it is always better to have a schedule. Now, this is definitely something that I'm gonna have to work on, because I definitely kind of just fly by the seat of my pants sometimes. But once you have a schedule put in place, I definitely recommend that you sit down on like a Sunday night, or whenever you have a free few minutes before your week starts, and actually plan out day by day, maybe even hour by hour, what you want to do and what you need done throughout the week. So if you are writing like a blog post for your website or trying to create a video and you allot 2 hours to do that, then it's probably going to take you 2 hours to do it. But if you don't put yourself on a schedule and you just say, you know what, I'm going to start it and just see what happens, then it might take you 4 hours to do it. It might take you 6 hours to do it, when really you probably could have pressed and gotten it done in that scheduled amount of time. But that is never going to happen if you never schedule. And knowing that, you know, after 2 hours, you need to start on another task. This is really helpful in getting things done. You see, when you're working for someone else, when you have a boss and that boss has what you need to do every day, you go to work, there's probably little question as to what you need to do that day. But when you're running your own online business, everything depends on you. That's one of the greatest things about it. But also one of the worst things about it is that everything depends on you. So by setting a schedule, you can be more productive. You can look back at the week once it's done and realize that, you know what, I got some stuff done towards my business, toward life. I have examples of people who actually go as far as to scheduling a nap, scheduling what they will eat, when they will eat it. You may not have to get that granular, just really depending on your own personal situation. And you'll notice that your mind is a little more focused when you are doing tasks, because you know that you are on a time limit. The number 5 habit to start in 2019 is to appreciate your accomplishments. This one is tied closely to our previous one about setting a schedule. After you set your schedule and you've run through your week, your month, your year, whatever it is, actually sit down, look back, and appreciate the accomplishment that you have just accomplished. If you have an amazing work ethic and you are just working, sometimes when you meet a goal that you set for yourself, you don't give yourself time to actually appreciate what you've actually accomplished. So once you've met a goal, schedule some time to actually enjoy it. You know, grab a beer or get some cake or whatever it is that you like to do to celebrate. Sit down, appreciate the accomplishments that you have had, and then that kind of reframes your mind to move on unto the next task. And this is really relative onto where you are in building your business. So for example, if writing a blog post is a chore for you and it takes you a while to do it, when you finish a blog post, treat yourself with something, maybe a piece of chocolate or maybe sitting down and watching your favorite TV show for half an hour. Whatever it is, treat yourself, and you're going to naturally in your head want to do that task again because you had a positive experience after you were able to complete it. The number 4 thing that I definitely need to do in 2019 is read more. And look, I get it. I'm very similar to you. I hate reading, okay? I really do, unless it's something that I am super interested in or that I really want to learn something. You know, I'm not a big fan of reading. But one thing that has really helped me in kind of conquering this beast is audiobooks. I know audiobooks is kind of cheating, but really it's better than not reading, you know? So if I'm, going out for a walk, or if I'm just, got some time, or if I'm driving in the car back and forth to wherever it is I'm going, if I have the audiobook playing in the background, then I can listen to it, I can hear what's going on, and something's sinking in my mind from that person's point of view. The cool thing about reading, especially if it's about your particular niche or interest and can directly relate to your business, is that it's going to give you great ideas on how you can improve your business and how you can improve your life. Unfortunately, everything is not on YouTube. Unfortunately, not everything is in training courses, but a lot of stuff is in books. In fact, I will link to one of my favorite books that I've read recently down in the description. It's called Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. The number 3 habit that you need to start doing in 2019 is you need to take notes. Now, this is kind of tied to the one we just talked about previously about reading books. When you're reading a book or you're listening to an audiobook and you have a good idea come across your mind because of what you've been listening to, you need to write it down, because if you don't write it down, chances are you are going to forget it. If you're anything like me, I have a terrible memory, so I need to write down every good idea that I have so I can make sure that I remember in the future and can definitely implement it in my online business, in life, or whatever the tip happens to be. An interesting thing about it too is that a lot of successful people take notes. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, all of these guys have been known in their books to say, taking notes is one of the greatest things that you can ever do. So take a hint from more of the financially successful people in this world and take notes. One of the cool things that I do when it comes to taking notes is I use an app called Google Keep. Google Keep is this nice, quick little note-taking app. So anytime I have an idea, a video idea, or I hear something in an audiobook, or maybe even in conversation, I'm talking with someone and all of a sudden a little bit of inspiration hits me, sometimes I will stop the conversation, take out my phone, and start typing that idea. Because if I don't do it right then and there, I will forget it, and then I'll be upset with myself later because I knew I had a good idea and I didn't write it down. So be sure to get into the habit of taking notes. The number 2 habit that you need to take advantage of in 2019 is you need to not be afraid of making a mistake. In one of my most recent videos that you can check out right there, I talk about one of my most embarrassing things that I kind of went through when I first started my online business. But if you are too afraid to take that first step, knowing that it might not work, knowing that you may make a mistake, then the greatest way to not be successful is to never make a move at all. And that's not what we are about, especially if you are on this channel, because I am doing everything I can to get you guys to realize how great it is to run your own online business. So don't be afraid to make a mistake. Always desire to do a little bit better than where you are in your current situation. And the number 1 habit that you need to be taking advantage of in 2019 is to be humble. Understand that you do not know everything. Some of the worst words in the English language are, I already know that. As an example, there has been plenty of times where I have bought a training course to try to improve at something, and then I realized that 95% of that course I already have down packed, right? And I probably wasted my money. But then all of a sudden I get to, that one little 5% within that training course that actually showed me something that I never thought about, or showed me something that I never quite put in that particular order. And all of a sudden I found a way to increase the revenue to my business by 10%. Does that make that other 95% not worth it? I don't think so. That 5% was totally worth it because now I've been able to get something actionable, able to get something that will help me grow my business, my influence, whatever it has to be. I heard an interesting quote of someone saying, try your best to be the dumbest person in the room. All right. And that's actually a really good way to look at it, because if you walk into a room and you tell yourself, well, I'm the dumbest person in here, then you are going to be willing to listen and accept new ideas, listen and accept new things that you can put together in your life to be able to improve your situation, improve your business, improve whatever it is you are trying to work on at that moment. So be sure to take advantage of every situation that you have to learn something new. So if there were any habits that I missed, any habits that maybe you are employing, in 2019 and beyond, be sure to let me know down in the comments and make it be of use of other people who find the video, look into the comments and think, you know what, I can implement that as well. So please be sure to like, comment, and share this video with your friends and family so that others can make money online just like you. We put out new videos every Tuesday and Friday for your viewing pleasure. If you have any questions or concerns, be sure to let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to put them into the Rolodex. So if you want to take control of your life with an online business, be sure to hit that subscribe button that should pop up about right here. Check out the latest video on the channel, which should be about right there, and I will catch you all later. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 banana, 5 banana, 6 banana, 7 banana, 8 banana. Hey.